Okay, we are recording in a vertical video this time, just because I want to hold the Venice and the monitor in shot and also hide the fact that my workspace is incredibly messy. I am in the process of de-rigging from a job this week, and I was running some tests because I have been a little bit, not unhappy, but there's a little annoyance when it came to using any off-base EIs. So by off-base I mean anything other than the 500 in normal base or the 2500 in high base on the Venice. So if, for example, if I wanted to rate the camera at 800, what happens is no change to the output here. So even if I'm just on a non-false color, I'm just here, you can see I'm changing my exposure index and there's nothing that's been reflected in camera. To fix that, I was going to create some custom LUTs that output a stop or half a stop over or under. So if I was rating this at 1000, I could load a one stop, effectively like an adjustment LUT, that would then tell this output to use that LUT and to overexpose by one stop, keeping everything the same, so still exporting S-Log3 Cine, and the monitor pipeline hopefully will be tricked into accepting that is an S-Log signal that is just one stop higher, so that tools like my EL exposure tool, which is something I love to use, that then remains constant and I can still use it, because this tool needs a log signal to work. It won't work on a Rec 709 signal where potentially you could have made those adjustments and they would be seen. For example, the viewfinder on the Venice has an S709 LUT, which when I change the EI reflects that EI adjustment. This doesn't, because the monitor is expecting S-Log and I'm outputting S-Log. So my convoluted way of fixing this was to effectively assign a custom LUT to this output in order to trick the input of the monitor that, oh yeah, this is now at 1000 or one stop over than what it should. Therefore I can then set my lens and light to that EI and still monitor consistently. I actually found out you don't need to do that, and there's a much simpler way, and you guys probably knew, but I didn't, so I wanted to share it with those who might want to see the EI reflected in a monitor, either if it's just an image or if it's for monitoring purposes. And it's actually pretty simple to do. If you go into the main SDI routing menu, you've got the option to output on SDI 3 and 4, and you've got the temptation to leave that in log, or you can set it to look. Well, set it to look and then edit that look. And you've got the option to output standard S709, Rec 709, but you've then got the option to output effectively sgamut3.cine in S-Log, which is what we want. Obviously, by setting that up, you would think it's just going to behave like the log output that I've got set on SDI 1 and 2, but it doesn't. If I move that, so I'm just going to repatch into output 3. I've got my image back up. When I go back to the main menu, I can change this, and you'll see now the image effectively responding to that change. So just ensuring false color. If I wanted to then set, okay, this one I rate everything at 1000, my false color now is referencing that exposure setting, which is amazing. I never knew the Venice could do this, and it's probably common knowledge, but I hadn't realized it. Now, when you try and apply that, if you try and apply a look to 1 and 2, it's locked to log. So for me, the awakening was, oh yeah, on SDI 3 I can customize 3 and 4, I can customize that a little bit more, and then obviously edit it. And just out of happenstance, I noticed the exposure change, so it saves you having to load all these convoluted LUTs and keep on top of that when SDI 3 and 4 handles it all for you which allows you to see or monitor the exact EI that your camera's set to. Brilliant, yeah. Anyway, thought some people might find that useful.